James and I together as partners in this have looked at where we need to be. He asked for a number, I gave it to him. Well, his extension was a big part of that. We stepped up our schedule, and we've got a young team. And are there some maybe some disappointments in there? Sure, absolutely. But all in all, I'm excited about going into the core of the Big Ten season and seeing what these guys can do. There's no doubt that where that program has been for the last 4 now into 5 years is not Penn State standards. It's not Coquisa standards. It's certainly not my standards. But this is what we have to remember is this is somebody that has brought great success to Penn State women's basketball. It's not like she doesn't know how to do that she's not proven it, that she's not done it. So that's going to be a little bit different situation than maybe than somebody who's never shown that they have the ability to do it. But I think the important thing for our student athletes, the important thing for our community is that nobody believes where we are right now is okay. It's about what's right for college football. What's right for our student athletes, what's right for how do you determine it on the field, how do you determine the champion on the field. I don't know that an 18 playoff or a 16 playoff is the answer to that. What I love about today is that every game matters, and I don't want us to lose that. I don't want us to lose the specialness of the bowl structure, that a bowl outside of the playoff still matters and is important and sells out and has 2 great teams playing, like the Citrus Bowl here that we're going to play tomorrow. So I don't know what the answer to that is. It's worth exploring. It's absolutely worth exploring. I think the time is right. I'd hate to see us wait, certainly hate to see us wait out the contract. But the piece that I'm more, and you all have heard me say this before, I am more insistent about is that strength of schedule needs to matter. There is no loser if we all are motivated to up our strength of schedule. Our fans are the winners. Our television partners are the winners. Our communities are the winners. Maybe if we play, the collective, maybe if we play less FCS games, maybe the FCS opponents are not the winners. But and I think you heard me say this when we got left out in 16. I do think the committee has sent really mixed signals there. I don't think you can tell the Big Ten that they need to go down to 8 games. I don't think you can tell another conference that they need to go up to 9. But I do think that the CFP can say everybody's got to play 10 Power 5 opponents. We don't care how you do it, but you got to play 10 Power 5 opponents. That's just one idea around it. Strength of schedule needs to matter, and we need to find out a really powerful and consistent way of motivating folks to play up. We, Penn State, agreed to that up front as the new schedule and what we were presenting to our television partners in the negotiations for the new media deal. Each institution in the Big Ten, I think we called them tolerances. What our tolerances would be for certain different things, and we've been very clear. We've been very clear with you all, with our community, certainly, obviously, with the leadership of the Big Ten. We're not interested in playing any home Friday night games. We agreed we would consider a Friday afternoon game on the Friday after Thanksgiving, if that were something that was attractive. To be good partners, we agreed that we would do one away Friday night game, because let's face it, this was about the totality of our conference and giving opportunities to some of our other colleagues to have primetime games on a Friday night, and so we agreed to do maximum one, with the understanding, given the number of Friday night games that the conference would do over the course of the season, that it would not be every season. And so we didn't have one the first year. We had one the second year. We're going to have one the third year. In all likelihood, we're not going to have one the 4th year. The NCA made a subtle, but I do think an important shift in it's no longer that the schools have to grant permission. It's just that the student says, hey, I'm interested in transferring. That sounds minor. It's not. I think it's pretty significant. I also find it interesting, and look, the Temple Miami situation is pretty unusual. There are probably some other examples out there. I can think of a basketball one, but it's pretty unusual. But I also find it interesting that there are some folks out there saying, well, you know, coach can leave, but the coach can leave, but there's a pretty hefty financial burden. Coach usually isn't the one to bear that, but it's not that's not a minor factor either. Yeah, we keep working on all of those. NHL Midwinter Classic, soccer, another concert. Those are all, we're committed to Beaver Stadium being more than a 7-day-a-week venue, and it's just got to be the right situation. We're challenged with you know, some of the infrastructure issues with Beaver on some of those, but we're also challenged with location. We're challenged with other folks' schedules, with our own schedule within. If we're talking in the summer, you know, we got to move away from the 4th of July, 4th Fest, and Arts Fest, and some of those kinds of things. But we continue to pursue that. That hasn't gone away.
Do you foresee any of that happening this upcoming summer?
At this point, probably not, but I never say never.